What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss this Saturday's main event between Carlos Prates and Neil Magny. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly and to help the channel grow. All right, guys, getting right into it. Neil Magny, Carlos Prates, main event. You know, in a big fight that just goes to show, like, I've been talking about this a little bit before. We're starting to see that change of the guard. We're starting to see just that new crop of fighters take over within the UFC, and Neil Magny has now found himself in this position where, like it or not, he's the gatekeeper of the welterweight division, and with, it's a big spot for him. I mean, if he goes out there and gets a big victory, because Neil Magny, he is a consummate veteran. And when he's on, he's on. He's on, he's lights out. But what Neil Magny is going to show up, and lately, the past 2-3 years, we haven't really seen, the Neil Magny of old, and like it's what's the word I want? It's nothing superficial. He's no longer in his prime. Without Mike Malott completely gassing out at the end of their fight, he would be riding a 3-fight losing streak. And he does have the ability to slow the fight down. I think him being tall, long, and lanky for the weight class can possibly pose some problems for Carlos Prates, where Prates finds himself being so successful because he's so tall, long, and lanky for the weight class. Neil Magny can possibly eliminate some of that and maybe slow the fight down. But Prates, man, riding 9-10 fight win streak, putting guys away, smoking squares, doing shots after his fights. This guy, he's going out there and just being a fighter. And that is what makes me such a big fan of him. You have these guys, you have these athletes, and then you have fighters. Now, very rare you have the mixture of both, and Michael Chandler, I think, is like, he is an athlete and he is a fighter. But you have some guys like Colby Covington. He's more of an athlete than what you would say is a fighter, a guy who's going to just be a dog, who's going to just go out there and not play it safe. But with Carlos Prates, man, he is the epitome of a fighter. He's going to march forward. He fights so long, bladed. His front kicks, knees to the liver, second to none. Very accurate at the same time. Throws with ill intent. What he did against the Leech most recently, just goes to show. And a lot of people, I think that the fandom of the Leech kind of played a big trick on the people. Because, going into that fight, I knew, Prates is dangerous. And I'm pretty sure Neil Magny is a plus 500 underdog in this fight. And rightfully so. I think he's going to go out there. The UFC, they know what they're doing when they're putting this fight together. Where Neil is in his stage of his career, and where you have Prates right now. He's putting dudes away. He's killing dudes. He's hitting squares after the fight. And I know he was supposed to fight Randy Brown, but this is just another really good fight to just catapult him, just to keep him going, because he's like 31 years old right now. So do I think that he's gonna finish Neil Magny? Yeah, but there's a part of me, there is like this 10% part of me that thinks that Magny can go out there, and if Prates doesn't blow it, if Prates goes out there and blows his wad the first round and doesn't get a finish, we can see Magny go out there and do the same thing like what he did to Mike Malott at the end of their fight last year, or the beginning of this year. So there's places where Magny can pose some problems, but I just see Prates going out there and just marching forward, putting on a relentless pressure, mixing it up very well to the body, fighting very bladed, using his distance very well, and just punishing Magny. I just see him bullying Magny. So yeah, I expect a good main event. And otherwise, I don't know. I guess there's just been a lot of cancellations. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think is going to happen between Prates and Magny? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.